Mr. Boo.
Hey everybody, it is I, Mr. Boo, the Entertainment Guru, Mr. Boo, Entertainment Guru, right here on YouTube. And all I gotta say is, ho, 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 I know, it's Halloween time. This I know, but if spooky season is about scares, thrills, chills, and kills, then you're in the right place. As today, we are talking about the classic, that's right, the cult classic, controversial, Santa slaying, body laying, holiday slasher film from 1984, Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's right, Christmas comes early this year, and as for a trick, I will review and go over the original film, and as a treat, we will watch the new remake trailer and the first look spot that IGN released, and I'll give my first impressions of those as well. So, strap in and hang on tight, because this may be a bit of a long one here. Oh, and viewer beware, there will be spoilers for that original film. The year 1984. The movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night. The controversy that got it banned from theaters? Well, in 1984, you had a slashing and slaying Santa, often people around Christmas time. And why does he do this, you may ask? Well, let's talk plot. First and foremost, this is a loosey-goosey plot that holds no real weight at all when actually driving our holly jolly unaliver to even become a killer in the first place. But the plot is as follows. The story concerns a young man named Billy Chapman who suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder over witnessing his parents murdered on Christmas Eve by a man disguised as the one and only Santa Claus. And then his subsequent upbringing afterwards in an abusive Catholic orphanage didn't help at all either. So in adulthood, the Christmas holiday then leads him into a psychological breakdown. And well, Billy then emerges as a spree killer who dons a Santa suit. Now, that's the plot. So secondly, we're going to take a quick stroll through the entire movie from start to finish. That's right, I am going to go over this movie from start to finish. So, spoilers are upcoming. The movie opens up in 1971 where a 5-year-old Billy Chapman and his family visit a nursing home in Utah, where his catatonic grandfather lives. When Billy's parents leave the room, his grandfather then suddenly awakens and tells Billy to fear Santa Claus as he punishes the naughty. Now, on the way back home, a criminal, then dressed as Santa Claus, who had just robbed a liquor store and killed the owner, attempts to carjack Billy and his family. As Billy's father then tries to drive away, the criminal shoots him in cold blood, shoots him dead, and then attempts to SA Billy's mother. But when she hits him, he then her throat with a switchblade. Billy flees and hides, but he leaves his baby brother Ricky in the car. Now, 3 years later in December 1974, 8-year-old Billy and his now 4-year-old brother Ricky are celebrating Christmas in an orphanage run by Mother Superior. Now, this woman is a strict disciplinarian who beats children who misbehave and considers punishment to be a good thing. But there's Sister Margaret, who sympathizes with the children, and she tries to help Billy. But he's regularly punished. So, while in this home for children, Billy is then further traumatized by being forced to sit on a Santa Claus's lap before he totally loses his cool, slugs the guy with a fist, and runs away to his room. Then later, he sees a nun being, well, not so nun-like as her and a man get it on. So you have to assume that his faith is probably now just shattered as well. We now fast forward 10 years later in the spring of 1984. Billy, now 18, leaves the orphanage for a normal life and obtains a job as a stock boy at a local toy store, and that's with the support of Sister Margaret. But he starts to crush really hard on a coworker, thinking inappropriate thoughts. And well, these inappropriate thoughts, they get interrupted by the visions of his parents' death. That old PTSD just keeps creeping in on him. Now here comes yet another kick to Billy's holly jollies, if you know what I mean, because as he's at the store's Christmas Eve party. The worker that was gonna play St. Nick, well, he gets hurt. So yeah, you see where this is going, right? Yeah, Billy's boss makes Billy play Santa Claus. And he does. He actually dons the famous red and white suit and full beard and even the little hat, too. Now, despite all of this, Billy, he's actually trying to have a good time. But man, that pesky PTSD, it keeps showing up and it keeps showing him images, terrible images of his parents all night long. And then the coup de grace comes for Billy's psyche as he sees his coworkers Andy and Pamela. You know, the one he was crushing on? Yeah, they were kissing, and then they walk into the back room. Now, Billy follows them only to see that Andy is trying to RA to the PE, Pamela, and this triggers his insanity. This was it for him, as he hangs Andy with a string of Christmas lights and declaring that punishment is good. He then takes out Pamela with a box cutter. Now, this is the first part where I'm like, okay, what the hell? Because when using those lights to hang up his coworker for the holidays, this, 18-year-old kid or young man holds him up by the lights one-handed until the deed is done. Okay, like, whoa, is this kid really, Jason or Michael in disguise? Or maybe he just works out. I mean, what has he got, the spirit of Krampus running all through him? But I digress. So let's move on, shall we? So now by this time, seriously, by now Billy is gone. Billy has left the building. He has flown the nest. His mind, it went to the North Pole and it left him behind. He is one reindeer shy of being able to fly through the night sky. So now on his way out of work, he also has to stop and take out his manager and another coworker as well. In the aftermath, Sister Margaret shows up. She sees all of the carnage, and instead of being able to surprise Billy and spreading him some holiday cheer, she now has to go to the police department and turn in Billy with care. Now, while the sister is at the police station, Billy, he's out bah humbugging all around town, and not only is he being a Grinch and stealing Christmas, but he's stealing lives as well. He starts by entering a house where he slays a husband and his spouse. See, they were in Billy's eyes anyway, being, naughty. Because they were being naughty with one another. So, of course, he then takes the woman and he hangs her like garland from a set of deer antlers on the wall. Again, it's like the spirit of Father Christmas or something is just giving this man some strength. And after this, he simply launches the husband right on out the window. And all of this then wakes up their little girl, who upon asking if she has been naughty or nice, is gifted the box cutter knife from earlier. Yes, it's the one he used earlier. I mean, talk about your re-gifter. So, next, Billy sees some bullies bullying some kids and stealing their sleds and sledding down a hill. So he decides, what does he decide? Well, he decides to step out onto the sledding path with an axe and ask one of them a question. The answer to the question he asked, by the way, it was decapitation. Yes, I had to. And this is actually one of the best unaliving parts in the entire movie as well. So after all of this, we finally hit Christmas Day, where the police and Sister Margaret have deduced that Billy, why Billy's going to return back home to the orphanage, and he's going to return for his brother Ricky, who still resides there. So the officers respond to the orphanage, but there's an accident. There's an incident where an innocent Santa has gone down. That's right, Santa was actually Father O'Brien, and he was mistaken for Billy, and he gets popped by a cop, and he will no longer be ho-ho-hoing anytime soon. And that cop was still patrolling after this incident when, in reality, he should have been sent home. He should have been headed home for the day for an eval. But, he gets an axe from Billy straight to the chest. So, I guess karma, right? Now, for the ending, Billy finally gets to confront Mother Superior. And now Mother Superior is in a wheelchair. And just as he prepares to ask her a question as well, a police officer named Richards pops him in the back, and Billy drops to the floor in front of the children. And as he dies, he tells the children, "You're safe now. Santa Claus is gone." And he takes his last breath due to his injuries. But a 14-year-old Ricky now is scowling at Mother Superior, and he utters, "Naughty." Yes, no joke. That is the ending, the cheesy ending where Ricky stares down Mother Superior after watching his older brother perish and says, naughty. So let's review. With a kill count of 12, if you do count the parents and Billy himself, and there being some unique unaliving scenes and a psycho Santa minus the loose PTSD angle, you have what is known as a classic, a cult classic hit amongst horror fanatics. So I'm going to go ahead and rate this movie out of 5. I'm going to rate it a solid 3.5 out of 5, but the sequels, and yes, there are sequels, don't watch them. We don't talk about the sequels as they are trash and need to be taken out on garbage day. So 3.5 out of 5 for the OG film, and I'm going to run those sequels to the garbage. Now, let's take a peek at the upcoming remake's first teaser spot, its exclusive look at the IGN Fan Fest spot, and its first trailer. And I'll give you some info and first thoughts before I wrap this one up.
In 1984, one film shocked audiences, was banned from theaters, and traumatized a generation. From the studio that brought you Terrifier 3 comes a new and unrated vision of the cult classic. Get down! This Christmas, spread the holiday fear. Silent night, deadly night.
How many people have you killed?
A lot, but they were all bad. Naughty.
You packing, Santa?
Guns are for pussies.
And you have to dress like Santa.
It was the night before Christmas, the house locked up tight. Yet a shadow approached in the dead of the night. With a glimmering axe, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick.
Kind of been drifting my whole life. I'm ready for something real.
Looking for something? Are you okay? I'm gonna figure out what's going on in there.
You, had no idea. What? Naughty.
How many people have you killed?
A lot.
Do you have to dress like Santa?
It helps me slip from Billy into something else. Punish.
Wait. Keep it on.
Are you ready for this? Naughty. Have you been a good boy?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I've been good, but I know for a fact I haven't been naughty. But anyway, let's wrap this video up now with what we know about this killer 2025 remake hitting theaters December 12th. And my first thoughts on the footage that we just watched. So, the premise of the remake coming December 12th is around the same as the original, as it states here: when Billy witnesses his parents' grisly murder on Christmas Eve at the hands of Santa, it ignites a lifelong mission to spread holiday fear. Every Christmas, he dons the jolly red suit and delivers a blood-soaked massacre to feed his twisted sense of justice. So now, based on that and what we've just watched in the 3 trailers, let me get into my final thoughts, starting with that premise that I just read, as it seems to parallel the original movie as far as the grisly unaliving of his parents by a Santa, and the fact that he is going to lose his mind and go around spreading holiday fear and his own sense of justice to the naughty. But it seems like we are doing away with the PTSD and bringing in DID, and I will get to why I think that in a minute within my final thoughts. So let's kick this off. What do I think of the remake so far of Silent Night, Deadly Night, coming December 12th of this year? I'm going to start with the premise. I love that it is parallel to the original in the fact that Billy witnesses his parents get unalived by a psycho Santa, and that drives him to later punish the naughty and serve out his own form of twisted justice. But I do like how I will state, I think they're doing away with the PTSD and bringing in DID, dissociative identity disorder, because in this trailer, we actually get Billy explaining why he dons the Santa suit, because it takes him away from being Billy and places him inside someone else. It turns him into something else. It disassociates his identity from being Billy Chapman into being Mr. Killer Claus. And we might actually, with Mr. Killer Claus, get Mrs. Killer Claus, because they did away with the Sister Margaret character. They did away with the nun, but they kept the dynamic there. Someone who cares about Billy. Someone who's trying to understand Billy. They put in a love interest, a psycho chick who knows what Billy's doing, knows why he's doing it, and even knows why he has to wear the Santa suit, and even wants him to wear it while they consummate their relationship. So there's a whole new dynamic based on the original dynamic of Sister Margaret trying to befriend Billy Chapman. They just twisted and tangled it into a love interest. These two could be spree killers. They could make it through to a sequel or beyond. Like, this is a really neat aspect and a new look on what they did with Sister Margaret trying to protect Billy, trying to take care of Billy, and then turning Billy in so he stops hurting people or himself. This is a new look, a new light put on someone who's actually there for Billy Chapman. The second thing I gotta touch on is why this remake is going to be what a remake should be, and that starts with the studios. Ladies and gentlemen, the studios that brought us Terrifier 2 and 3 are behind this remake. They've already shown us their Christmas Carnage. They've shown us what Arthur Claus, our Santa Clown, could do in Terrifier 3, and they're doing it again with Silent Night, Deadly Night. They are taking and remaking this movie in their own way, of course, with different unalivings and kind of a different telling of why Billy's doing things, and replacing the nun with a love interest, but they are also paying such tribute to the original. You have the bow where he shoots someone with an arrow. You actually have the lights being wrapped around someone and then being strangled with it, only this time, instead of it being like he's powered by the freaking Christmas gods and he's lifting him up with one hand, no, he's got him in a rear naked chokehold and he is wrapping him up like a Christmas tree. But you also have a new sense for the part where I said he asks the sledder a question, because this lady is on a snowmobile and he just steps out and swings a home run. And then last but not least, the deer head makes a new appearance, as instead of, again, him having the power of Krampus, instead of him lifting some woman up and just kind of tossing her onto the antlers, no, the antlers fall, they hang upside down, and he just gores them into the antlers from what we could see in these trailers. This is what a remake should be, and I am excited to see what's new. I'm excited to see how they tell the story in a different light. I am ready and excited to see the new ways that they bring back the old alivings, and I'm ready to see what the new alivings are like, because, ladies and gentlemen, we now know the premise. We now know a lot of the footage because we have seen it with our own eyes. My thoughts, my first reaction is I love this. I love it. I am going to theaters because we also know when it comes out. It is the unrated version. It is hitting theaters December 12th. Billy Chapman is back. Billy Chapman has been gone since 1984. And it is about deservingly damn time that Billy comes back and gets to be in another good Silent Night, Deadly Night movie. No more crappy sequels. A really good remake. You know, those sequels, yeah, you saw, I threw those sequels away because they belong in the trash. They belong out there on garbage day. But my final thoughts on this. I love it. I'm going to go see it in theaters. And I have to end this video now with the typical bull crap, so I am sorry. Comment down below what you think about the original. Did you see it? Do you want to see it? And what do you think about the remake? Are you going to go see it? Just comment down below. Sound off in the comments. What do you think about Billy Chapman and Silent Night, Deadly Night and the whole controversy of, you know, Christmas horror films? And while you're down there in the comment section, of course, I've got to mention that if you want to support this video, like the ladies supporting Billy Chapman's psycho ways in the remake, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and if you want to be notified for any new videos, you gotta ring that bell as well. But until next time, until I actually get to stroll into theaters and watch the Christmas carnage take place, I've been Mr. Boo, Entertainment Guru, and I am out.